Yeah, in a way, I think that's also, there's this atmosphere out there of, that, the people playing the evil, role in this cosmic game is, I think that's probably the whole point is, people only change. The biggest driver for positive change is fear. And I mean, I know love is as well, but we've talked about this before, but fear is probably the more influential and the more impactful driver of change. People won't change to a healthy diet and a healthy lifestyle until they until they have what's called a health scare, which is, they have a heart attack, and before that they denied up to their, almost dying breath that they were bacon trolls. Bacon was their life, and they were just constantly, bacon though is the reason why we can't have a sustainable world, because bacon though. And and then all these pandemics come out, and they almost die from it, and then they're like, oh well shit, maybe now we shouldn't actually factory farm animals, and maybe now we so it does take that point of basically considered, I guess it's like an ego death for the collective. It's a point of ultimate destruction for people to finally say, all right, now I don't have a choice anymore. But the point is to make that choice before we ever reach that point. It needs to be a conscious choice before we ever experience, these hardships. We don't have to, none of this shit has to happen. We don't have to go on complete government. We don't have to, I mean, they're trying to create chaos right now with these government shutdowns, and they're trying to create mass death, and that's what this is all about. And it doesn't have to happen. None of this shit is even based on any factual scientific basis. It's, the whole thing. They're trying to create this new normal that is the complete opposite of the real new normal that has always been awaiting us, if we would so choose to, first of all, become aware of it and to share it and to actually align our activities and our structures to that, such as, we know what they are. We know what these solutions are. We've had them all along. We've been talking about them for years, and for some reason, especially once Trumpy got into... It
didn't seem like the most viable option. That's what I'm saying. We had to get to the edge of, self-destruction and...
to kind of be really sure that the old system really isn't working, and now maybe it's blatantly obvious enough for the shift to occur.
Right,
exactly.
The condition, the baby isn't going to come out until the placenta stops feeding it. Or, there's a time where it's like, I gotta go. This isn't going to work anymore. My conditions are less preferable, and I gotta just dip now. I'm not sure exactly how birth works, but you get my analogy point. I'm like, maybe there isn't it doesn't necessarily work that way. Raphael, I think it might be, I know this is putting you on the fly here, even though we just read it the other day, maybe even in SJ's episode, which might have been the last... anyway... could you do us a favor, and maybe if we decide we're kind of wrapping up in a close, this might be a good way to punctuate it, where it's just like what we perceive as challenge is maybe the catalyst to our highest growth. And that's counterintuitive in some way, but it's like, it takes, it's all way on coagulate. You got to solve and break things down to coagulate to reassemble, and it's an infinite kind of loop of that thing. I was going to ask you to read the Manly P. Hall Secret Teachings of the Ages excerpt on basically the Kabbalistic apotheosis of the devil and all that jazz. It might take him a second to do that. Yeah, I was like, I could stall. But the idea here is...
Well, basically, let me just...
Go for it.
What I'll do, because it is quite an excerpt, and I read it just 1 or 2 episodes ago.
But I think Colin will love it.
Definitely will love it. Yeah, that's not even a question.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Just do it. Just do it. I would do it if I had it up. You could do it.
All right. So then, Colin,
it gives us a good perspective.
If you want to have a 5 to, I don't know how long it actually was, 10 minutes,
5 minutes
recitation by myself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
This is maybe how we can end it, where it's like, look, how can we look at the obstacles as not obstacles, or better yet, how can we get circumspect around what we think what we're stubbing our toe on, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then here we go. So this is from Manly Palmer Halls, and just a caveat for you, if you haven't realized this yet, even I just got it recently, MP Hall, and what a name is Manly. I mean, that's not a name. And then you have P, whatever that stands for, and then Hall. And
Palmer.
Right.
Manly
yeah.
Palmer Hall.
Yeah. I mean, even this Palmer. I mean, what is this? And then, but basically, you put the P and the Hall together, and what you get is phallus. So by now, I mean, it's pretty obvious that this guy's name is not like random or anything like this. It's like, you get the connotation, right, Colin?
Yeah, definitely. I actually did a post about that like sometime last year, and I posted it in like the Gnostic groups and stuff. And
Maybe I actually saw it from you.
Maybe I did it more humorously. I just made it Manly Pee Hole because
Piss hole. That's great.
Because here.
It was just a joke. I was just having. Don't get me. I love
the sacred texts. Oh my God! How dare you!
I got absolutely crucified.
No, but it's obvious. It's obvious. It's Manly, Palmer, like the palm of your hand, and then Hall or phallus. I mean, sorry.
And if those with us, that ties to see. And here's the weird thing, Colin. Like, we're tricksters. It's like you got to just throw your brick, in the window and run. You can't just wait for them to like get you, kind of thing. Like that's what memes are on Team Rabbit Hole. It's just like, hey, I post them and I walk away. I don't even know what people are talking about.
Probably the best way to do it. So if you wish, I'll read this part now.
Drive-by gnosis. Please. That's how to do it. Drive-by gnosis. Go ahead, Rafael.
So this is from Manly Palmer Hall, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, chapter Kabbalistic Keys to the Creation of Man, all available online. So it goes, in this ritualistic drama, possibly derived from the Egyptians, Adam, banished from the Garden of Eden, represents man philosophically exiled from the sphere of truth. Through ignorance man falls, through wisdom he redeems himself. The Garden of Eden represents the house of the mysteries. See the vision of Enoch, in the midst of which grew both the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Man, the banished Adam, seeks to pass from the outer court of the sanctuary, the exterior universe, into the sanctum sanctorum. But before him rises a vast creature armed with a flashing sword that, moving slowly but continually, sweeps clear a wide circle, and through this ring pass not, the Adamic man cannot break. The cherubim addresses the seeker thus, Man, thou art dust, and to dust thou shalt return. Thou wert fashioned by the builder of forms, thou belongest to the sphere of form, and the breath that was breathed into thy soul was the breath of form, and like a flame it shall flicker out. More than thou art, thou canst not be. Thou art a denizen of the outer world, and it is forbidden thee to enter this hidden place. And the Adam replies, Many times have I stood within this courtyard and begged admission to my father's house, and thou hast refused it me and sent me back to wander in darkness. True it is that I was fashioned out of the dirt, and that my Maker could not confer upon me the boon of immortality. But no more shalt thou send me away, for, wandering in the darkness, I have discovered that the Almighty hath decreed my salvation, because he hath sent me out of the most hidden mystery, his only begotten, who didst take upon himself the world fashioned by the Demiurgus. Upon the elements of that world was he crucified, and from him hath poured forth the blood of my salvation. And God, entering into his creation, hath quickened it, and established therein a road that leadeth to himself. While my Maker could not give me immortality, immortality was inherent in the very dust of which I was composed. For before the world was fabricated, and before the Demiurgus became the regent of nature, the eternal life had impressed itself upon the face of cosmos. This is its sign, the cross. Do you now deny me entrance, I who have at last learned the mystery of myself? And the voice replies, He who is aware is. Behold. Gazing about him, Adam finds himself in a radiant place, in the midst of which stands a tree with flashing jewels for fruit, and entwined about its trunk a flaming, winged serpent, crowned with a diadem of stars. It was the voice of the serpent that had spoken. Who art thou? Demands the Adam. I, the serpent answers, am Satan who was stoned. I am the adversary, the Lord who is against you, the one who pleads for your destruction before the eternal tribunal. I was your enemy upon the day that you were formed. I have led you into temptation. I have delivered you into the hands of evil. I have maligned you. I have striven ever to achieve your undoing. I am the guardian of the tree of knowledge, and I have sworn that none whom I can lead astray shall partake of its fruits. The Adam replies, For uncounted ages have I been thy servant. In my ignorance I have listened to thy words, and they led me into paths of sorrow. Thou hast placed in my mind dreams of power, and when I struggled to realize those dreams, they brought me naught but pain. Thou hast sought in me the seeds of desire, and when I lusted after the things of the flesh, agony was my only recompense. Thou hast sent me false prophets and false reasoning, and when I strove to grasp the magnitude of truth, I found thy laws were false, and only dismay rewarded my strivings. I am done with thee forever, O artful spirit. I have tired of thy world of illusions. No longer will I labor in thy vineyards of iniquity. Get thee behind me, tempter, and the host of thy temptations. There is no happiness, no peace, no good, no future in the doctrines of selfishness, hate, and passion preached by thee. All these things do I cast aside. Renounced is thy rule forever. And the serpent makes answer, Behold, O Adam, the nature of thy adversary. The serpent disappears in the blinding sunburst of radiance, and in its place stands an angel resplendent in shining golden garments with great scarlet wings that spread from one corner of the heavens to the other. Dismayed and awestruck, the Adam falls before the divine creature. I am the Lord who is against thee, and thus accomplishes thy salvation, continues the voice. Thou hast hated me, but through the ages yet to be, thou shalt bless me. For I have led thee out of the sphere of the demiurgus. I have turned thee against the illusion of worldliness. I have weaned thee of desire. I have awakened in thy soul the immortality of which I myself partake. Follow me, O Adam, for I am the way, the life, and the truth.
So the reason I asked him to read that is because I think what we tend to do is strive against that. And I'm not saying, it's tricky. It's very heavy and dense stuff, and it's not for everybody to, for those with ears to hear. But the point is, what we perceive as a trial and tribulation is actually our salvation in some weird way too. So whether it's, being broke at points, living in a car, or death itself, or these zeitgeist shifts that make us shudder and wonder what the fuck is going on, I believe ultimately it's all for the glory of God in a weird way, however one wants to put that, and it's all good. But that gets tricky because obviously we don't want to be just like turning into robots and all this kind of shit. Like even Bashar is talking about like alternate timelines where we kind of go the AI route, and that's what the Greys are. I mean, if I'm paraphrasing that right, Raphael.
Right, sure.
So maybe in parting, I think maybe we've talked quite a bit, and maybe we can wrap it up here. Hold on loosely to all presuppositions, even the ones that feel good, because you never, like the caterpillar is like, I love being a fucking caterpillar, and then one day it's got this mechanism in it that says, you should do something else, and it's like, I don't know, I don't feel too comfortable with this, and it's like, but I guess I'll do it. I mean, I don't know how it actually feels, but the point it starts making a cocoon, then it's like liquefies, and all that's left is this respiratory system, basically, and it's just like, oh my god, what have I done? And then it turns into a butterfly. And it's like, this was always in the plan, it's all good, it just, I mean, if the caterpillar was expecting to stay a caterpillar, those expectations are going to be dashed. Gnashing of teeth is nothing but what occurs. Hold on loosely to expectations. Maybe don't even try to have any, and go for the highest excitement, and you can't go wrong.
Here we go. Cullen, any parting statements?
No, not really. Sorry, I've been a little tuned out. I was actually doing that link you sent me, which was awesome. So yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, no, I'm really. That's pretty much it for me.
Word. Well, I hope you weren't tuned out too much to not hear that manly Piolix, or if you were, just listen to this replay. It's fucking. It's an insoluble nugget of wisdom at some level. I really do appreciate you coming on. I love having you on. You're my friend. I hope we meet up and hang out. The song I kind of picked, I think we're going to play a Muse song, I picked it because it's called microcuts. You don't want to die the death of 1,000 cuts. I don't think you should be swerving and listening to every fucking opinion. I know you want to engage with them and use them as catalysts for creativity. Do that with discernment. Holler at monkeys like me anytime. I'm your friend and compatriot on this ride upwards and ever into the golden light that is. So I love you, dude, and just don't swerve. Like, keep doing your shit. You're crushing it. And if a human could say that, you know the angels are saying it too.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank both of you guys. I really appreciate it, and I'm always glad to be here.
Thank you, Colin. It was most exciting for me to participate. I trust that for the listeners as well, especially if still listening. Thank you again. Also, thank you, ever-present Brother Jim. And yeah, thank you, everyone. Further up and further in, Team Rabbit Hole, live in action. Enjoy yourselves.
So stay tuned for the next part. We'll pick up right here where we left off. You can watch it. I will leave any intros and stuff out so that you can watch it in a consecutive style. And so again, my name is Cullen Smith. This is Lifting the Veil. You can find all of my full books, presentations, videos, films, articles, posts at patreon.com/liftingtheveil. And there is also a ton of exclusive content, and I will leave the cited reference links in the description down below. So you can check that out for all of my full content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe. Please help me reach more people by sharing these videos around on the internet, because I rely solely on word of mouth, and the recommended algorithms are not recommending any of my videos or films anymore. My channel has literally been completely restricted, so I rely on your help, and I need your help. So please help support this channel by sharing my work around if you appreciate it, and make sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber already, and leave me your comments. I definitely want to know what you have to share and what you have to think about all of this stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all stay safe and take care of yourselves, and I will see you later.